Hey guys, I was like in the middle of my praise here. Oops, wait a minute, that's the wrong song. Where's my sunburst? There we go. I gotta get some new music. I'm gonna fire my producer who's supposed to be getting my music. About to fire him. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about that. I am going to have my drink. Welcome to the Sweet Life Cafe. I need to get a sign. I feel like I need a sign when the Sweet Life Cafe is up. I'm gonna have to invest in a sign. What's up, Jamie? I need to invest in a sign that says the Sweet Life Cafe. I'm gonna have to write that for my notes for the next time. I'm gonna have to get that. Because every time I come to the Sweet Life Cafe, I want to have a sign that says Sweet Life Cafe. And not just Stephanie here talking. So welcome, welcome. I have my beverage of choice tonight. I'm just doing a sparkling water from Aldi. This is the Belvie Bold. I really like this stuff. It's really inexpensive, which I like even better. It's like $2.99 for like 12 of them. So if you have an Aldi in your area, not that Aldi's giving me any money for this, but it's really, really good. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. I am really, really, as always, excited to bring you another boss babe who is here with business. She's a goal-getter. She's achieving things, and I'm really excited because, like many other women I bring on, she's doing it 9 to 5 in the morning, hustle in the evening. So I am going to bring Lara on very shortly, but right now I just want to hang out with you guys for a minute, talk about a few upcoming events here on the Sweet Life Cafe, the Sweet Life of Stephanie J. Man, I am working in the background. So much is going on. Jamie, I am so proud of what you have going on right now with your fitness courses, your fitness program. Yeah, I'm working on actually getting... You know, my son's a producer, so he produces music for everybody but me. So I had to go on iTunes and get my own music because he hasn't brought me the music he has for me. So that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to get it from somebody else. But yeah, right now this is my intro music, giving me a little fire, giving me a little energy. There she is. I'm going to bring Lara in just a second. Lara, I'm going to give you like a couple more minutes. Oops, I didn't mean to turn that off there. I meant to silence it out. Yeah, I'm going to give Lara a few minutes. There we go, fade it out. I don't know, I just have to always do that. Welcome to Sweet Life Cafe. I am your host, Stephanie J. I am a podcaster. I'm a mom of 4. I'm a wife. I'm a blogger. I teach women and I help women to overcome challenges from their past. So I'm a life coach, but I also am so totally invested in setting goals and intentions for your life. So I teach women to move past their challenges and to set goals and intentions for their life. So that's what I do. I do that through podcasts. I do that through blogging, and I do that through platforms like this where I bring on boss women who are doing their thing and who are changing the world one business at a time. So I love this part of my business because this is one of my favorite parts. I also do public speaking, which I'm really excited about. This event coming up. Yep, that's your girl. Jamie's going to be there too. It's going to be in Miami. Last time I took this down, like I tore down the whole wall because it got stuck. Okay, there we go. Yes, there I am. It's going to be in Miami in September 18th through 19th, South Beach, Miami. I'm going to be talking about loving yourself, which is super important before you ever enter a relationship. The conference is Relationship Goals 101, given by Marissa from the Blueprint Conference and Retreat. So you can check that out. You can go to my link in my bio. You can grab your ticket there. If you want to DM me and you have more questions, I have lots of questions. It's for couples. It's for girlfriends. It's for individuals. It'll be men and women, and we'll all be learning how to be a better version of ourselves while at the same time learning how we can be the best we can be with our partners or potential partners. Oh, thanks a million. Tell him to make some, right, girl? Like, so the song I played this morning in my opening morning music was a song he helped produce. See what I'm saying? He's producing stuff for everybody but the one who gave birth to him. Anyway, so that is coming up. So make sure you grab your ticket, that you get in there. Get in where you fit in. Somebody says that and I just stole it. Miami, Florida in September. Also coming up, overcoming the fear of starting the online workshop. I am beyond excited about this because for the investment you're making, you will get 6 weeks. We will meet every single Sunday evening for about an hour, and depending on if people want more, so like if some people get what they need in an hour and they need to go, then people who want to work more will work more, but around an hour every Sunday, we're going to take every step of my workbook. So it's 6 steps to overcome, 6 steps to achieving a goal for real. We're going to go through every single step together. So I'm really excited because you're going to come with your intention, your plans, and we together as a group, you and I individually are going to work on you setting, at the end of this class, you will have a timeline and a game plan to achieve that goal. That's the mission. Now, it's up to you to keep taking those steps, but I want to get you started by getting you a game plan. So super excited. If you get a copy of the book when you join the workshop, you get a copy of this. You got a copy of the book that we'll use during the workshop. You'll also get additional resources during the workshop. So that's the beauty of it. You don't only get the book, you'll get additional resources. I'm going to really challenge you to go use every step and use it to really this time achieve this goal by going into it with a plan. So yes, you can join this. The link is in my bio. It's $49, but you can also do 2 payments of $24.50, but just DM me if you want to do 2 payments. But you can also just grab the workbook. The link is in there. It's on Amazon, Overcoming the Fear of Starting Workbook. Join the class, Overcoming the Fear of Starting Together. Yes, just grab it on Amazon or go to my link. And it's a great way. You can work through the book yourself and just take each step. I love it because I really, I put my heart and soul in this little small book because I wanted to make it something that you could carry with you. Because like, if you're like me and you work a 9 to 5, sometimes you sneak off and do work on your business at work. I mean, sometimes on your lunch break, you grab stuff. This I made small so that you could grab it. You could be able to sit down at lunch, do a little work on your goals and your intentions for your personal goal. Put it in your bag. You can carry it easy. Put it in your purse. That's why I wanted it to be small. I could have done a thicker workbook, which in the future I probably will do something a little thicker. But this, for lunchtime, grab it, take it out, work on the steps you need to work on. And if you join the class, then you'll also get the additional resources. So that's coming up starting April. So I'm going to stop. Registration will end at the end of March so I can get my ladies ready for April. So that's that. And what else is going on? Oh, Lara's here, so I'm going to bring Lara in. You guys are going to love her. I'm going to let you tell her about herself, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. Let me see. Make sure I grab the right thing. Oops, no, that's not it. There we go. So Lara is on her way in, and I'm really, really excited. I've been following Lara for a while now. I think I started following Lara sometime last year. I really love what she was posting. There she is. So beautiful.
Hey, guys. Hey.
This is Lara. Lara, look what I'm wearing.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
And then I have my
mining. Yes.
But we'll talk more about that. Lara, welcome to the Sweet Life Cafe. Thank you so much for joining me here. I know we just talked and you had something pop up.
Oh gosh, girl.
I prayed.
It's just life.
Prayed it out. Well, Lara, tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Lara. I'm the founder of CEO of My Life. I like to think of CEO of My Life as a lifestyle brand. And essentially we have apparel. We also do a lot of content, ebooks, and the like. And my focus is really on faith-led entrepreneurs and change makers. People who, like me, are multi-passionate, very creative, who might also have a 9 to 5, but they believe that they have it within themselves to be purposeful and prosperous.
You know, I'm all like, look, I was all on you when I saw what you were doing, and I saw what you were talking about. Then I found out that you had a corporate job. I was like, okay, this is a woman I need in my life, because there's so many of us, so many of us that are trying to, you know, work that 9 to 5 corporate job, do that thing, and then try to build what we're doing over here. And one thing, I was actually just trying to pull this up because I looked at this yesterday, your motto, because I love that. And I'm trying to pull it up now because I'm like, I love her motto, and it just inspires me. Share your motto with them.
Yes. So I think what you're referring to is your 9 to 5 is there to compensate you, not to validate you. And where that comes from is I was having lunch with a fellow woman at work, and we were just talking about how we're both into different things outside of work, and how yes, it is great to receive the accolades and climb the corporate ladder, but we both felt that there's so much more that we can do, and so much more that we can contribute to the world. And so I think corporate, it more or less, I think like a lot of people don't necessarily fit into a box. And so I think for so long, our ideas of what a career is that you got to fit neatly into this box. Yeah. And many of us just don't fit. And so if you don't fit into a box, stop trying. Yes, like you got to make your money, you got to pay your bills. So figure that part out. But you could also have another income stream doing something that you love.
Yeah. And I think we're almost, and you're like a little young, a little younger than me. Look at me, a little younger than me. You're like 20 years younger, but like I was raised in that generation. I mean, in my head, I'm like not that old at all.
No one is as old as like they are in their head. Everyone's younger.
No. And I'm always gonna be younger in my head than like my numbers on my birthday.
Yeah.
But we were raised in that generation too, that like, we were raised like get a good job and get a good retirement plan and good insurance. And then, your life starts when you retire. And that's the way like my parents went about it. Like your parents how did your parents see when you started talking about having this side hustle on top of this corporate job?
Right. I think my parents, they were supportive because I think, they've watched me from an early age. I was always very creative. In addition to being good in school. So I think the people who know me really well are not surprised by the fact that I've started a business. So, they're not necessarily encouraging me to quit my day job because like I have student loans and bills, but they're supportive of it because they see how excited I am about it and how passionate I am. And I think, it's hard, for them not to support that.
So what happened that you went to school, like many of us gathered all these student loans, got a corporate job, that all of a sudden you started this business?
Yeah. So for a long time, I've been entrepreneurial. When I was a kid, I have 2 siblings. A brother and a sister are both younger, and I would kind of like put them up to whatever like projects that I wanted to do, whether it was like producing a play or writing a story. I would kind of get them excited about that, and we do our projects. So I went the traditional path. College.
You were a boss babe at like 10, right?
Hey, I'm the oldest, so if anybody has older siblings, like the oldest tend to be bossy.
Yes.
So from
I'm not
an early age,
but I have an older sister.
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it just kind of like I slid into that leader role, like naturally. But yeah, so traditional path. Went to college, went to Stanford. Got a job after school.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I got a job after school in market research. I kind of knew in the back of my head that I wanted to go to business school because my mom, she has her MBA. My dad has hers as well. So that was part of the plan. And so after business school, I got another job, continued to climb the corporate ladder. But all along the way, I was doing like a zillion different things from a community service aspect, because I think I just always had a desire to do more than just work. And impact the community in a different way, particularly being a Black woman And, you know, having gone to two Ivy League type institutions, and always having that experience of being that double minority, don't see a lot of people who look like me. So I was, you know, desiring to give back to the community. And so I stepped up as a leader in the community. But then I thought about, well, I could probably get paid to inspire other people with what I know. And so, you know, that's when I started to get serious about starting a business. And that was at the beginning of last year, 2019. But
wow, so that was just,
God
you
works in
did say you
mysterious
were at your
ways.
6-month mark about a month ago. I
Right.
remember you saying that.
Yes. So yeah, at the beginning of 2019, this is why I preach so much about people writing their goals and intentions down. I did write that, you know, I wanted to take one of my like 37 million business ideas and start a business. But the year took a turn because my mom got ill. And so she was in the hospital for 4 months of 2019. Wow. And so that was going on, and I was working my 9 to 5. You know, and unfortunately, while, you know, she came out of the hospital, double amputee and wheelchair bound, which was, you know, it's something that's very shocking and hard to adjust to. But I also saw my mom and her example of just being resilient and how she was inspiring people in the hospital, like the nurses, the doctors. They were all amazed by how someone could be going through so much and still be so positive. And so I think like it really crystallized for me, like the power of like your mindset and your faith and sheer determination. And so I felt like, okay, I could, you know, put this business idea on hold for a while, or I can show other people that like they can do it too. Like no matter what is going on in your life, like if you continue to, you know, put faith and put God at your center, you'll make it through.
When you told me that, when we talked earlier, and I thought like how you were like sitting at the bedside in your mom's hospital and you created this business. And, you know, so many people are complaining. And I tell you what, I mean, I know I'm not a complainer, but it really did have me like, there's really nothing, like, there's no reason why I can't start or work on a little thing. There's no reason why I can't come home, even after a bad day at work, and do a little something, you know, work on something small, but keep going towards that goal that you have set. And to do it while your mom is having a double amputation. Oh my gosh.
And, you know, I'm not going to like sit here and be like, oh, it was so easy. And, you know, I was like just calm and zen the whole entire time. No, like that was like the worst experience. That's probably the worst experience that I've ever been through, easily. Because who wants to watch someone who they love like go through that? But, you know, you learn a lot about like human nature and people and about like human potential. And so my mom like continued to make progress because in her mind, she believed that it was possible.
That is right there.
Yeah.
That right there is golden because
it's everything.
Mindset is everything.
It's everything.
It's everything.
It's everything.
It will take you here.
It's everything.
It will take you here.
It's
like
everything.
Wherever you want your life to go, it'll take you exactly there.
It will.
Whatever you wanted to. Yeah. Wow. Because she definitely could have taken that a whole nother way.
She could have. And, you know, it also just showed me that sometimes like you'll go through things so that your testimony can help somebody else. You know, and it's you know, she's still wheelchair dependent. It hasn't gotten any easier, but like, I'm grateful that, you know, it's sparked, you know, a fire in me to pursue things that I am passionate about. I'm grateful that I am able to spend time with her. And so, you know, my mindset around that has shifted.
So between your full-time career and your business, like you're still able to find time to be able to spend with her?
Absolutely. To me, so you know, like that's important. Usually like the weekends it's usually when I like shift gears and focus more on like family.
Wow. I'm going to pull out this question. Someone just
Oh
posted
yeah,
a question. I'm going to go ahead and change it. What did you do your first 30 days when you started your business, and what was your plan? That's a good question.
that's a good
This is
question.
wonderful.
I wish I could have, I didn't plant that question, but I have a great answer, girl. Um, so, what really was a game changer for me was the whole like business model canvas methodology, which is what a lot of startups use to get your business plan on a page.
Can you do
And
something similar to this?
oh yeah, girl. Okay, yep, that's it. And I basically wrote an ebook that kind of takes you through the steps that I went through, but essentially there are key questions that you really need to get crystal clear on in order to stand out in a crowded marketplace. And so, you start with what is the pain point or, problem that your business is solving. And I know like in today's day and age, a lot of businesses are not necessarily like problem-based businesses, but you might be providing a more convenient solution, or you might be providing a cheaper solution to an existing problem.
Well, Ambitious
So,
Wives Club,
yes.
if you don't already have this, grab this off of Lara's website.
Yes, the Express Business Plan, definitely grab it. Because, like, here's the thing. I have been working in business strategy for about 15 years, but
Oh,
as a
God.
creative person, it is easy to get overwhelmed with ideas. So having a blueprint to refer back to has been critical for my
Does
business
anybody
because
have that problem like me, that there's like 1,000 things you want to do and trying
right,
to say like, okay, I'm going to start here, start, and then having to backtrack.
right.
I know I
Yeah.
am not the only one.
No. And so what's very interesting, so my boyfriend and my sister and my mom, they're all like very pragmatic people. They have their creative side too, but all of them were just like, girl, like you need to pick one thing and just like try it. Cause like having these 37 ideas, like you're not going to get anywhere because
Yeah,
you can't
I'm
do
totally like
37
that.
things well at one time.
My husband's like, slow down, like
Right.
slow down and just work on this. And I'm like, no, I
Right.
want to do this. I want to speak here. I want to.
And it's so tempting, but like having that blueprint to refer back to is like an easy gut check to like think about, okay, does this fit in with CEO of my life or not? Because I want to start other businesses eventually, but like right now, I'm like, let me commit to like focus on CEO of my life for like at least a year and see where it goes. And if like I feel like I've gotten into enough of a consistent rhythm that I can pivot to something else and continue to keep it, going.
I'm
Because
gonna
I'm
do the
one
same
person.
thing, Lara. I'm gonna do
Right.
the same thing. That's what
It's
I'm gonna do.
look,
That's I
it's easier
am.
said than done because like I wanted to like write a relationships workbook and I was like, you know what, girl, like that's not the project right
Well,
now. Like
this right here, and I'm just gonna tell you, when you purchase this book, and I like have bought a lot of ebooks, and I was like,
right.
okay, yeah, and I'm like one afternoon, I'm gonna sit down and start. This is not I'm gonna sit down and start and finish this in one sitting. Like this is
No.
work. Like this is
Right.
real work.
Look,
Like it
look.
really is in depth.
Look, I went to the Ivy League, so y'all don't have to, okay? Because those loans are not cute, okay?
Okay. Wait a minute. I think I've been working on this probably at least once, a couple times a week, but I'm like on page 9.
Okay, but that's better than page 0. So, you just got to chip away at it one, page at a time. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's great because it's making me think about, like, it's making me slow down, which is really hard. My husband would vouch for that a million times.
Mm-hmm.
It's making me slow down and really think about how I want my business to look to the public, what I really want to bring to people, even though I know that, like, putting it on paper is causing me to, like, take that one focus, which is what I teach a lot of women about goal setting, taking that one thing.
Yes.
But it's really good. I mean, it really is. Like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, she definitely went Ivy League on us on this one.
Well, no, but it's relatable. It's still relatable. It's still
no,
accessible. It's still
totally
accessible.
relatable. But
yeah,
you do have to do some work. You do
Yeah.
have to do some work.
Right.
It's not going to just be simple. Do you do any coaching for business, like individual coaching, or are you just? I know. I'm just okay. We're not going to go there.
Look, what did I say about focusing?
I know.
So, in an ideal world, maybe I would get back into coaching because, I did work in management consulting for a number of years before I went in-house to a corporation. But right now I don't do that because, I think ebooks is, for me right now, with the limited time that I do have, it's a more scalable way to share knowledge.
And reach more people.
Yeah, I would love to at some point, think about that, but I'm just not at that point yet, and it's okay. You know what I mean? Like when that time comes, I'll know.
And I keep forgetting you're only 7 months into
it's been 7
of my
months.
life.
It's been 7 months. I can't be.
I'm trying to blow you up tomorrow. That's what I'm.
Well, look, if that's I would be okay with that.
So why CEO of my life? Why that?
Yes. So growing up, so my dad has all these sayings that honestly I wish I walked around with a recorder because they're pretty deep, but when someone's your parent, you take that for granted.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up, he would tell my siblings and I, to be the CEO of your own life. And I don't want to say that he's necessarily the originator of that, but we heard that message growing up. And so I didn't really get it, obviously, until I was much older, most things your parents say.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, being CEO of my life means that I'm more than what I do professionally. It's about, having a sense of agency and ownership over, my life and the legacy that I create, which, can be wealth building, but it can also be about the relationships that I build, as well as living true to my values. And so to me, that's what that means.
That's really cool. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I never really thought about it. I think I first saw the name CEO and I was like, gosh, I really like her, but God's the CEO of my life. And then when I started to hear, follow you more and hear more about what you were saying, I was like, I'm orchestrating my life.
Yes, because I genuinely believe that authority, it comes from being a child of God. So for me, everything goes back to faith. So I see it as God has appointed me the CEO of my life, right?
And after I followed you more, I got that. I was like, okay, I get her now.
Yeah, right. You're like, I'm with it.
Yeah, first I was like, well, I mean, I like everything, but I'm like, but God, that's God.
Right.
Am I okay to say that? But then after I followed you more, I was like, oh no, that I absolutely agree with that, because that's exactly how you orchestrate where your life goes, or what becomes of it, or what comes out of it.
Right.
It's what you bring out of it. You can have someone can have the same gifts that you have.
They can.
And never bring them out. And so they've never actually orchestrated their life. They're not CEO of their life, or letting the world tell them, you should be here, or you should be doing this, or you should be in this role, versus them saying, this is my gift and I'm going to put it out there. And more people need to do that.
Absolutely.
More people, no matter what age.
Right. Absolutely.
I think I see a lot of women in my age group who think I talk to a lot of them that work with me in my corporate. I work in the hospital, the medical field, and it's they're like, oh yeah, I worked all day, now I'm going home. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going home to interview somebody, and I'm going home to work on this. How do you find the energy? I'm like, if you have the energy, you're just using it to lay on the couch.
Yeah,
that's the only difference.
Right. Yeah,
I want more out of my life.
Yeah, it's a shift. It's a shift. And yeah, just a couple of things just on that point. Because being someone who's built my career in business, even a CEO has a boss, and that's the chairman of the board, right? So it's not you know, a CEO doesn't have to take direction from anyone. You're taking direction from the chairman of the board and your shareholders.
That's true.
You know, so that's kind of like how I see that. And then, you know, also, you know, I would really like to inspire a culture of like self-empowerment and self-motivation, because there's two types of people in life. There's people who are in the driver's seat or people who are being taken for a ride. And I'd rather be in the driver's seat. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, if you're being taken for a ride, anybody
Right.
can take you anywhere they want
Right.
to go.
Right.
And that's even emotionally. I mean, that's in your mind. That's not only physically, but that's in your mind, because you know, you can be somewhere and somebody say something crazy, and if you're like, I'm so above this, like Michelle Obama, like when they go low, we
Right,
go high.
right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and you know,
could be, or you can go low. And
you could. And like, you know, the going low kind of like appeals to your 7-year-old self, right? The person that never really like,
or your 52-year-old self,
right?
You know, one of the two.
Right. I mean, well, because you know that person is inside of you who never really like grew up, right? But I am striving to put as much space as possible between like being triggered and like responding.
That's good.
And it's
That's
like,
good.
it's hard. It's hard because people do try.
They do.
It's hard.
We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, right?
Oh,
didn't we?
They do. They sure do.
It was like trigger week.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh girl, yeah, it was trigger week. Whew. But you know, you learn from it.
And then you find that, and like you said, like not letting them drive you, like, you know, like, okay, like I'm going to stay in control of everything about me in this moment. Even though I don't want to, and they're lucky that I know Jesus, I'm going to stay.
Oh, they're so lucky. So lucky I'm a praying woman, okay? So lucky that I listened to Joyce Meyer this morning, okay?
We said that, didn't we? Like, they're so lucky I'm a praying woman.
Listen, okay? Like, you're lucky that I listen to Joyce Meyer every morning.
For real. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what, we've been talking about side hustle, and there may be people on here who don't know what a side hustle is. Right. I mean, you know, we know, but can you explain a little bit about what a side hustle is?
Yeah. So, you know, I've kind of like started to think about, you know, differentiating between a side hustle and like a side business. Because I feel like we are kind of building side businesses, whereas like, to me, a side hustle is you're making money from something, but you don't necessarily like own like that brand. So like, to me, like a side hustle might be like Rodan and Fields or like a Mary Kay, where like you are making an income from something, but at the end of the day, it's like you're making income from a brand or an asset that someone else owns, whereas like a side business, I feel like a side business is like you're building like an asset that like if one day you wanted to like sell it or, you know, pass it on to like your child, it like to me like that's like a little bit different. But you know, like I think like building a business is not for everyone, but definitely, you know, people should not be discouraged from multiple income streams. I'm not saying that like one is better than the other. I think people have to ultimately decide like what works for them, because like not everybody is built to do like this whole business thing, because it's very unpredictable, girl.
Well, I had a side hustle before I had a side business, and now that you put it that way, it really was different, because my side hustle, I was like selling clothes, but they came from a distributor, and I didn't own that. I didn't own the, you know, the business. I bought the items and like resold them. So like, yes, I took ownership in it, but I didn't feel like it was my own. And I hated the constraints I had on it. And so I shut that business.
They will have constraints as well.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing. You know what I mean? Or they'll have like a way that you're supposed to do things that's like on brand. Whereas like with a side business, it's like you're deciding what that is.
Well, it's funny because out of my side hustle, I
Hmm.
learned, and I share this with my group all the time. I learned that the part about the side hustle that I loved was the interacting with women and
Yeah.
talking with women and hearing their stories. Like that's the part I love. Like
Hmm.
I'm supposed to be selling clothes, and I'm like sitting
Hmm.
there talking to people, and they're telling me about their life, and we're like
Hmm.
life coaching.
Yes.
But I love that
Hmm.
part. Like I was
Hmm.
like, but like then I'm like also see making money selling these clothes. Wait a minute, like hold on, would you like to buy a
Yeah.
shirt while we're talking? And I Like, wait, that's not why I'm here.
Right.
I came over to buy clothes. It was not
Right.
supposed to be a life coaching
Right.
session.
Yeah.
But then I realized like I love this side of it. So that's when
It was organic. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
oh it was. And that was
Hmm.
like I found out like, okay, this is not
Yeah.
for me selling these clothes, but
Hmm.
really talking with women, hearing their stories and helping them move past those challenges. That's
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
God revealed it to me. So you can sometimes find your real side business in your
Yeah.
side hustle.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Or
Hmm.
even in life when you're as you're going
Yeah.
through challenges.
Oh,
Give us
yeah. I
some.
mean, I feel like people, if you pay attention, like I feel like people tell you like what your purpose is, right? Because like there's a reason that people like come to you for certain
True.
things, right? Like because for you, like those things might, come so easily that you don't even really like think about it or you take it for
Mm-hmm.
granted. But like there's a reason why people like lean on you for certain things. Um, but you just have to pay attention.
That's the thing. That's the challenge.
Hmm.
I think like
Hmm.
here, like I know I'm older and like I was like, wow, I should have been paying attention here because my husband always says like you always have been like a social person. Like you've always
Yeah,
loved talking with
people
people.
see it. Hmm.
But I was always so focused on my corporate side, like my career, like
Hmm.
taking every step of my career, going up that career
Hmm.
ladder. When I
Hmm.
got to like a point where I was like, well, I don't want to go any higher. So like
Yeah.
then I started
What's
looking
next?
at the
Yeah.
other side of my life
Hmm.
and like
Hmm.
what I really like enjoy doing after I
Oh,
hit
absolutely.
like my corporate high.
Yeah.
Give us a few more like business tips because you give some great ones. Like even in your
Whew.
post, like I
Yeah.
think you like last month it was you went through
Uh-huh.
like a daily like post of business stuff. Share a
I
few of
forget.
those things with us
Girl, what
for
was
us.
the post? I
Oh my God,
forget it.
no! I cannot. See, now I
Okay.
have to go back and
Well,
find them. I was like, I don't have my.
yeah.
I should just call it. I can't
Well,
go back
yeah.
to
I
your
mean, I
archives,
guess with
but
like building a business and like building like more of a brand and a community around brand, I think like what
yeah, that was
matters.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what matters a lot, obviously you need like the fundamentals, like, having an online home, like a website. I'm like team website, like, and I know like some people got in their feelings about this, but like if I don't know you, I'm not sending you a cash app. Okay. So like we need to have like another way to like transact. However, that aside, I think like what's really key is that people want to know that like you will like acknowledge them, right? So like the point of social media is for it to be like a two-way dialogue, not like, oh, I'm just gonna post things and like see like who likes it and stuff. So like the things that I post, like I'm more so thinking about my experiences through the lens of like how can somebody else benefit from
Yeah.
this. Because like at the end of the day, like business is about relationships, whether that's like face to face or like virtual relationships. And so like the more you focus on like having a relationship or like a value added exchange with like your customer, like that's what like drives your sales. Because there's a lot of products out there, right? I don't think people are like supporting me just because like I have like the best t-shirt. They're supporting because like they identify with like the message and the
Mm-hmm.
human elements of the brand, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think
I
that that's like
absolutely
what
do.
people really connect with, um, in terms of like just building like that community. And then also like to me, I personally like, I don't want anything that's like attached to my name to be whack. Like
Yeah.
just on general principles. So like I honestly just want people like when they order to have a good experience, like period. Because I just feel like that like people are paying me money, like you know
Right.
what I mean? Like that's important to me. And I have worked for companies that have done like really well with like customer service. I have a background in like consulting, so it's always been like client service focused. So to me, like, you gotta nail that part, you know, because like if someone has a bad experience, like they're not gonna care that like this is like the best quality thing,
Right?
because the bad experience like just ruined it.
Just ruins it. Well, I know, like, someone was interviewing Beatrix,
Yes.
who's the owner of the Honey Pot,
Yes.
and that's one thing that really stood out to me that she said, which was exactly what you said. Like,
Yeah.
she was there to create a great product. Like, if
That's
you're gonna put stuff, she said, use a whole lot of other words I'm not gonna use.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like,
right.
wow.
Yeah.
But create a great product.
Right.
Don't put out crap. Like, and
Right.
that really stuck with me.
That's fundamental.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then also just think about like the experience that like people are going to have. Like, I don't want people to just be like, you know how like you just randomly buy like some of those random products in Amazon and then it's like one and done. Like, I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to be in a constant like
I hate
relationship.
That yeah. Because I'm always seeing a new shirt. Like, I need that. I need
right.
that. Like, I'm like,
right.
No,
but then it's just like one and done. It's completely forgettable. There's no like story as to like, you know what I mean, why you did business with that. It was just like this random transaction. No, I want like people to feel like part of something, which is kind of like why I describe CEO of My Life as more of a lifestyle brand than just an apparel brand, because it's more than that.
So will it expand to other lifestyle type products?
Probably not like this year, because like I said, you know, I gotta practice. I mean,
long term.
Listen, I gotta practice what I preach. So in the short term, you know, I probably will do more like, you know, digital product, ebook type stuff, or you know, more of the same of what I've already done. You know, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I will model a few products that you have. So first of all, like this is like I'm like in the worst position, so I have to. I
know.
To get
I'm like in a terrible position too, because I'm like wearing
work with t-shirt. Also comes in sweatshirt, right? They all come in sweatshirts, right?
Yeah, sweatshirt, hoodie, t-shirt. I might put that. I put that
Pray,
on like,
period.
Too.
Work, period. Win, period.
Yes.
And then hold on. Then I have to
minding my business.
This is my daughter's sweatshirt, so there may be stains on it. So I had to take that out of her. I had to take out of her laundry. So Lord knows what it's gonna.
Right.
Yeah, look, stains all on it. But
it's okay.
Yep. I pulled out the hamper. I'm taking a risk for Lara. Putting on the shirt on her hamper.
Right. Yeah.
For the purpose of showing people your product. This is a huge risk right here.
Right.
I have a teenager's hamper. God knows what's on this shirt. But yes, I love this minding my business. She loved this. But yes, I need the everyday mindset. Those are two of the ones I already have my next one pegged out.
Oh, right.
Which is unstoppable.
Yes.
I gotta have that one. I have to have that.
Yes.
And then also I purchased her the Express business plan, which is no joke. So if you are working on thinking about a business, even if you're thinking about and you're starting to take those steps, get this right now.
Right.
I mean, I've had my business established for like 2 years, and I wish I would have done this then. Yeah. So now I'm backtracking.
And I refer back to it. I refer back to it because at the end of the day, like, I want to make sure the things that I'm doing are consistent with the vision that I had for this particular business. Because the thing is, I do want to start other businesses at some point, but not everything has to be jammed into this particular brand or business. And I don't want to get too far away from that.
Well, St. Pete said, phenomenal Black woman, and I will agree with you. I agree.
Yes.
She is.
Thank you for that.
She is a phenomenal young woman.
I thought you were talking about both of us.
Oh, well, I will receive that.
Yeah.
I receive it.
That's how I took it. Yeah.
Here's a little bit about your faith and how your faith keeps you grounded.
Oh, well, it's everything. So, you know, I grew up in a faith-based household. You know, my dad's from Nigeria. My mom's from Ghana. if you know anything about Africans, they're serious about religion.
I love like
Serious about
Africans
faith.
in a church. Oh, you're
Right.
there all
Like,
day, all week, all
serious.
month.
Serious about it. So, at home, we would read the Bible as a family, which, like, when you're a kid, you're like, what? Why are we doing this? But this isn't fun. I want to go play. But
that's a great foundation of it. It's funny.
Exactly. Because, I'll just like randomly just be quoting scripture. I'm like, oh, wow. Like this is, a biblical foundation.
Wow.
So now, like, as an adult, as I've like gotten deeper and reconnected with my faith,
Thank you.
yes, I do make it, a habit and a practice to, spend time with God every day, because I do think, that's just the foundation. And to me, that's helpful in terms of just, remembering not only who I am, but whose I am.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because, there's a lot that gets thrown at you when you go out into the world. Right.
No, I 100. That's like my every night, every morning. Yep. And I was raised in the church. I didn't have African parents, but I felt like I did in church all day.
African, Black, African American,
all the time.
We were African American, West Indian. It's like, to be honest, like the thing about like that I love about the African diaspora is our faith. Like, because like, if you just look at history and like how resilient people had to be to like for you and I to even like be here. Woo!
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, woo!
Wow.
Thank God for the ancestors, because like to me, like that's like a huge testament to, diasporan culture, right? It's just like,
you need to think about it like that.
Stay so connect, like, you know what I mean? And it's not even necessarily about like religion, but it's more just about like believing in something and believing in overcoming.
And that's the thing.
Because it would be easy not to.
And well, it is, but then when you think about like how, when you put it that way, that we have no right not to be giving 100%, because we have access, resources.
Oh yeah.
And we have that resilience to fall back on.
Right. I'm standing tall on my ancestors' shoulders. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, because, my parents, like, were born into British colonies. You know what I mean? A lot of folks, their parents were born into segregation, right? Like, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, that's what me and my daughter were just talking about, because my daughter is like a huge, like, rights activist. Like, she's probably like, I have to tone her down, like, girlfriend, like, you're never gonna get a date because you're like fighting all the boys because you're like Black Power.
Right.
Like, it's great, but let's perspective. But that's one thing, like, she was just talking about that, like, I mean, exactly what you were just saying. And we were just having that discussion about what we stand on, like, she and I just like I mean, I know like she has that for a lot for me, because like now I'm like that, but I'm like more mature about it. But yeah, I mean, the same thing with seeing like what people of resilience we have and what fight we've had to go through. And like, she's trying to tell all the white people at school this, and I'm like, okay, just give them a little taste. Like, they just need pebbles, they need crumbs. Like, you can't throw it all at people, but you're changing their mindset by feeding them those crumbs of knowledge about. And we only have we've been talking, girl. We're going to have you back on, because we didn't even get through everything I wanted to get through in 10 minutes. But I did want to, and we talked about this earlier. I wanted to talk a little bit about an email you sent out this week.
Oh, girl.
Which really, like, I mean, we had talked anyway about this, but it actually inspired me to work harder just reading your email. Do you want to share with them a little bit about that email? Sure.
Yes. So, I did send an email to the list, but basically I got a DM calling me a racist N-word. That, I know of other entrepreneurs who like got that same DM, and a couple other people posted that on their page. And I really, only highlighted that to like show people not to be naive about the fact that like racism is real. We're not in this like post-racial society. However, to me, love overpowers hate, because like the thing that haters like don't realize is that it makes the people who love you ride for you that much harder.
Oh my, well, that's what I thought about, like the honeypot, and like how like I went into every store and sold out. She's sold out online because we rose against that negative.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because like to me, I'm just like, okay, you can feel however you want to feel. But first of all, if you're gonna insult me, at least be more creative.
Right? Oh my God, you and I are exactly the same.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I haven't thought of a new word in all these years.
Right.
Like,
you know what
I mean? Sad.
Like, okay, girl. Next. But like, to me, it just made me feel like it's just that much more important for like me and like everyone else like who is kind of in this same space to just go harder.
That's what it did for
honestly,
me. That's what it did for me. I mean, it really did. And then when I saw your shirt, Unstoppable, on that email, I was like, I'm getting that. I'm like, I'm getting that. I'm going to get it in a tank top if she has it. I'm getting it a sweatshirt for the winter. Like, I'm wearing that year round. It really did just motivate me.
It does.
And that's the thing I was going to say before. Like, my daughter had said, my daughter just realized, she was explaining it to somebody at school, like, my mom is the first generation that is like not blatant racism. Like my generation is the first generation. Like, my parents were raised in the 60s. They were sitting at the counter trying to eat. That was my parents. Like, my daughter was like, people don't realize that, Mom. And she's like, I told some guy at school, he was like, wow, really? Like, she said they had no perspective on how recent the civil rights movement was. Like, zero. Like, okay, was like, Martin Luther King would be like 80. Like, he would not be that old. Like, but it's true. Like, we are a generation away from civil rights movement.
I mean, if that.
If that. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, because like, it's not as massive, but there's, microcosms of that.
Oh yeah,
movement is still occurring everywhere.
100%.
But
but we can eat where we want to eat. I mean, we can walk where we want to walk for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. But one thing, like when you spoke about your daughter, that reminded me of is that when I was, at work, we had a Black History Month event, and I was with, several peers in my organization, sharing about our experiences. And after the event, a gentleman pulled me aside and said that, he was proud to like see somebody that his daughter could look up to. And to me, like, that's what it's about, right? Because like I grew up in San Jose, California, and so I had my parents to look up to, but apart from that, there were not many other role models. So like, I just think with the power of the internet, I think about, other Black students who are growing up in areas like that, or, who might be in a city like where I live, Philadelphia, but like, their parents are sending them to private school, and they're the only Black girl.
My daughter went to like a white private school, and she had me, but when she got out of that, she was like, whoa, like, this is what's happening in the real world. Yeah. Oh my God. We only have a few more minutes, and I don't want us to get off, because I want people to know where they can find you and where they can get your products.
Yes. Website is www.ceoofmylife.co, not .com, .co. It's not a typo. And then on Instagram, that's where I mostly hang out, and that's just at CEO of my life, and then _.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, Lara, I'm gonna have to get you back on, because we have stuff we didn't even get to touch on. So
that's a good
definitely have to have you back on, because I'm like, oh no, we didn't get through questions 6 through 9.
Oh, really? Well, we kind of
touched on it a little bit,
Touched on a little bit of each,
But there's lots more that I know that you can share about building your community, creating those bonds, creating those relationships, because that's like where, you talk. So we definitely have to have you back on to talk a little bit more about that.
Oh, absolutely.
But this has been so good.
Yes, I loved it. Yes.
So I know it went so quick. I looked at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, it's 7:50.
Oh, hey, Shout out to Shantae. I see her on there.
Hey, Shantae.
Rising to Thrive. Go follow her. But yeah, sorry, I got us off track.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just trying to see. But thank you, everybody, for
Yes.
joining us. And please go over to CEO of My Life. You will love Lara's posts. Like, they inspire me all the time. They keep me focused on what I'm supposed to be doing. And sometimes they check me, like, when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's why I had to grab.
I need to be checked too. Okay, look.
I had to
CEO
grab
My Life, like, it's like pages, from my journal.
I feel you. That's like
really
every post I make, they're all
Right.
like, oh yeah, I needed this, or oh yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Like every post I post are things that like I needed.
Yeah.
I don't just post stuff that other people. I write posts because they're things that I need.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, if you need it, there's somebody in that situation who probably needs it too. You know what I mean?
Really. That's why I put it out there and share my story, just like you shared yours. Like,
it's powerful.
Someone who needs it. And
you never know who it's gonna inspire. You
right.
Never know.
I think about every time I think about like there's someone watching that hopefully it'll change.
Yeah.
Well, Lara, thank you so much. And guys, please go follow her. And I will have the replay eventually on my YouTube channel. But Lara,
yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll get there. Sometimes sometimes I can do it in a weekend. Sometimes it'll be a month.
Look, pace yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we're all
that one time. I think
you know what I mean.
I said, I messaged you and I was like, something I didn't get done. You're like, pace yourself, and I was like, she's so right. I said, slow down. Oh, when I sent you the promo, and you're like, slow down, and I was like, you're right.
I mean, the thing is, it's hard to be like solid or consistent if you're like rushing or just trying to do too much. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So that's focus on less.
That is like a great piece of information to end with right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to be solid and consistent if you're rushing, because I am like the queen of
rushing. I catch myself rushing a lot of time too, and I just have to just slow it down, because at some point it's just like it's not going to be as valuable if it is rushed.
I agree. Thank you, Lara, so much. We're gonna have you back.
Thank
on
you.
There's so much more.
Yeah,
you guys,
this is awesome.
Follow her, and you can also, make sure you follow her at CEO of My Life and go to her website, CEO.co.
Right? CEO-of-my-life.co.
CEO-of-my-life.co. I always say, rhyme with CEO.co. Darn it.
Right.
CEO-of-my-life.co.
Maybe my next business.
All right. And get your sweatshirts and t-shirts. So, my unstoppable is the next one for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Good night, Lara. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.